Hey everybody, quick video, hopefully quick, but you know me, sometimes I go like this a lot. This is Joyce, the founder and creator of Trauma Recovery Yoga. I threw a video on Instagram and I'm still trying to technology, but I can't so much. So I thought I'd make a YouTube video and be easier for me to share. Um, but I wanted to answer 5 frequently asked questions about the Trauma Recovery Yoga 20-hour workshop. And I wanted to answer them in video because it seems it doesn't matter how many times we put them in emails and bullet points and links and bios and that people still don't seem to hear this. So I have 5 questions. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'm going to answer them, okay? The top 5 questions. Number 1, what is TRI and what can I expect from the workshop? 2, do I need any previous yoga experience or training? 3, will I be ready or certified to teach after the workshop? 4, what are the CEUs available? And 5, how much does it cost? And are there any discounts or payment plans? Okay. Let me just tell you one quick thing about Trauma Recovery Yoga first. If you're not familiar, Trauma Recovery Yoga is a method that was created by my husband and I and a team of mind-body experts after my diagnosis with PTSD after the loss of my son in 2012. This method was a work of picking apart each symptom of the PTSD diagnosis and then finding a mind or body method to counter each symptom or work with each symptom, if that makes sense, right? So this method is based in science, not Sanskrit. We've taken out anything that looked religious or woo-woo so that we could reach the general public and bring it to the people like I was suffering in these symptoms from trauma. So who would this method work for? Everybody. Trauma Recovery Yoga is really trauma sensitive yoga, which is people sensitive yoga, right? If you are a human being and you've been on this planet for any number of years, you've experienced some sort of trauma or setback, right? What is trauma? Trauma is anything that sets your body into fight or flight, right? And it could be the loss of a job, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a limb, the loss of a child, and anything on that spectrum. It's really a spectrum, okay? So if that is you, someone you care for, or someone you work with, this method is for you. And this training is for you. When we talk about the first thing, what can I expect? This is a very experiential workshop. We adapted it from the live version to the virtual version very carefully, very meticulously, and we worked with some very educated people in the process of adapting something that is really emotional and experiential and putting it into a virtual format that is live. You can expect that we cap this at 35 people because even though we can have hundreds of people on this workshop, we cap it at 35 because it's very important to us that we can keep eyes on everyone and their reaction. That even though you don't see us looking in your eyes, we're looking in your eyes, and that everyone should have a camera. It is mandatory that you have a working camera and the most updated version of Zoom and a device that you can keep your camera on, and that you have a mic, a speaker, and a camera working, because we need to see you and hear you and work with you as though we were sitting in the same room, because it is so experiential. The training has breakout sessions where we practice demos of each piece of this method with each other and supervised by our trainers. We have alumni come back to share their experience, their testimonials, and best practices. We do a really great job at having you feel the information, and we do a really great job at practicing all types of learning, the way people learn, right? So that's what you can expect. The material that you can expect is there's so much, from the psychology of trauma to adverse childhood experiences to somatic release and what that means, to breath techniques, movements, postures, why we picked them, why we excluded them, the language you would use, the protocol, from everything from how to dress to how to set up a room to how to to how to touch or not touch, right? So all of those things are included. You can have more information on that by clicking. If you're on our YouTube channel, there's a link in our banner picture that says Become a Teacher. If you're on our Facebook, there's a link in the post. If you're in our Instagram, there's a link to the training in our bio. Okay, so you can find out more details of the exact content that we cover. So that's a basic overview of what you can expect. There's always surprises. There's always emotions. There is always support before, during, and after the workshop. We do not give you a certificate and then say bye-bye. Know that after this, there's more, and I'll get to that. Question number 2, do I need any previous yoga experience or training? No. You could be someone who is has mobility issues, from fibromyalgia to obesity to traumatic brain injury, and take this workshop, because this training, this method is all based in choice. You practice as much or as little, you offer as much or as little as you feel comfortable, or that you and your body and emotions agree to. So do you need any previous yoga experience or training? No. No, you do not. Not to take this training, and not to offer this as a class, or to offer this method in your practice with your family or friends, or for yourself, right? So you do not. Will I be ready or certified to teach afterwards? Yes. So you could come in with no experience, receive all the information. You will practice demos and live and experience those things in small groups, and with the supervision of the trainers. And in the end, you will audition just a few minutes at the end, on the end of day 2. And after that, you can immediately offer this training. You can offer this method in the chair. You will be ready to teach 30 minutes of a chair sequence. You will also be ready to teach pieces of it, or use pieces of it in your practice, in your job, in your life, which means you could offer self-regulation, breath, meditation, mantra, body scans, things like this, that you will be able to offer individually or together as the chair sequence, okay? And that we talk about all of those and how those work and when they're appropriate. If you want to teach the 45-minute chair sequence, 45-minute full mat sequence, you will have a little, after the training, you will have opportunity to join a mentorship program that we do online after. So what that is we have packages from $10 or $20 for 30 days at a time. You can sign up, get this resource, which is a mentor and all the videos of each of the methods and refresher material regarding the science and psychology, the adverse childhood experiences, working with children, working with vulnerable populations, and so on, will be on this site, this private members only site, that after the training you will have access to sign up to, and you can have it for 1 month, or you can buy like a year's worth and just stay on there as we continually add information. What I'm saying is, you would go on this site, and then you could sign up to have the refresher material and the instructions on how to become certified and approved to teach the trauma recovery yoga method, 45-minute method on the mat, okay? But you will be certified right out of the gate on the end of the second day to teach chair methods, tried methods and pieces. So individually, and a whole entire chair sequence you'll be ready for. So you'll have that, and you'll have that opportunity to learn more and continue if you want to teach on the mat. And then, yes, you will be a certified trauma recovery yoga teacher. Whether you've ever taught yoga before or have any other certifications in yoga, you will not be a certified yoga teacher, but you will be a certified trauma recovery yoga teacher, which will allow you to teach in any space that accepts those certifications. And so far, that's everywhere. Okay. Let's talk about what are the CEUs available. So we have CEUs available and approved and recognized in the state of Nevada for therapists, counselors, and social workers. We also have national recognition for nurses, healthcare nurses. And we're working on finishing up for psychologists in the state of Nevada. So those are all available to you. However, if you don't happen to be in the state of Nevada or even in the United States, we have certified we have certified graduates in all over the globe. Right now, from Iraq to Canada and Spain and Chile, right? We have over 500 graduates, and many of those graduates have applied for CEUs after they took the training in their state, city, community, country, and were granted those CEUs based on the topics and the experts that administer the material. Because we also, I am one of the trainers, as well as Dr. Nicole Anders, who is a psychologist, and Katie Crackard, which she also has education and training in coaching and education of children. So actually, I don't want to speak to her degrees. She has a bunch of letters after her name, so I'm sure I'm not doing her justice right now. But so anyway, again, no one has ever been denied when they applied. I'm not guaranteeing that they will accept it, but so far, in the 500 graduates that we had and those professionals that applied in those different communities for CEUs, they were all granted, okay? How much does it cost? Question number 5, the final question. How much does it cost, and are there discounts or payment plans available? We do not have payment plans because that is just a lot of accounting to manage, and we are too busy trying to help people and hand people these tools. We're very passionate about getting as many people these tools as possible. Okay, so how much does it cost? It's $400. And are there any discounts available? Yes. We just finished a 20% off Mother's Day special, and today we're firing up our early bird special, which is 15% off. You can take advantage of the early bird discount all the way until the 18th. Today's the 12th, which means there are only 6 days left of that 15% off discount code, which it will be in this post as well. I'll put it in the comments here. Try 15. Using that discount code will get you 15% off early bird. Good through. Sorry. Okay. You can use that discount code until the 18th. If you are a first responder of any kind, from 911 dispatch to emergency room doctor, the frontline responders get 15% off all the time. There's no expiration to that discount for first line responders, or clinicians, meaning social workers, behavioral health specialists, right? Counselors, therapists, psychologists, all get 15% off. All you have to do is DM us or send us a message in some way, and we'll get you that discount code. Also, educators, school teachers, professors, because we're really passionate that the people that work in those communities are touching vulnerable populations every day, and we want to make sure you can afford to come. So 15% off to those groups. Message us for that discount code. That's it. The bonus question is, when is the next virtual training? When is the next virtual training? May 28th and 29th. May 28th and 29th is the next virtual training. Like I said, if you're on our YouTube, if you look at our banner photo, there's a link there to our training at all the times. That'll be always updated. On the date that I'm making this, happens to be in May, and the next training is May 28th and 29th. It starts on the West Coast at 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. On the East Coast, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We did start it very early on the West Coast because we usually start it to accommodate the West Coast, but because we want to make sure the people on the East Coast that are could really need this, could really use this these tools right now. We want you to make sure that you have access. So we are starting at 6 a.m. here so that you can participate on the East Coast. So it starts 9 to 5 on the East Coast. I hope that this helps answer a lot of people's questions about the training. I'm sure you might have more. Please use the link on whatever format you're using. You'll see a link to become a teacher or when's our next training. Please click there and find out more. And I hope to see you very soon. Be well. Thank you.